Are y'all ready for something pretty exciting? This is Gnome Series, you guys. The other day I got a chance to talk with the lead developer of the project named Nick, and he had a lot of great things to say. I got some interview that I want to share with you a little bit later in the video, but first I'm going to talk a little bit about the project. So, as you can see from the cover, Gnomes versus Gnomies, this is the website. There's a couple of different factions in this NFT collectible card game, and there's a game that's going to back it up that's called Gno City. I started looking at some of the dynamics and I didn't really understand it, but after talking with Nick, I figured out a little bit and I was able to put something together for you guys, as well as some giveaways that they were gracious enough to share with my community. So the link's going to be in the description for Discord for details of the giveaway so we can do it all legit like. But as far as the project is concerned, there's a ton of different gnome art, right? There's a bunch of different packs that you could buy, and the cards look something like this, which is a really, really cool effect. There's a bunch of different stats that are tracked in the game that's to come, Gno City, and a bunch of different things that you can do with your gnomes. So it's not just an NFT project. It's a game that's going to be in development too. So let me show you a little bit about this game with a teaser that I got. Then we'll open some packs and talk about the giveaway. So this is a spoiler for Gno City, right? The game that the gnomes are going to be able to participate in. You can choose an active NFT, which is one of the gnomes from your collection, and send them on a little adventure. There's a bunch of stats that we could see here, from gnomes on the good side versus evil side, and the total amount of gnome cards and collections that you have. There's also going to be lands available and businesses. You can see a little bit of dialogue here where it says the hell broke loose when Doge started to climb up as one of the top cryptocurrencies. It's going to take you on some little adventures that you can go around the different sections of the city, and you can take your gnomes to battle against other gnomes from the opposing factions. We've got West City, North City, South City, and East City, and captains of each of these with their own avatars and levels of those gnomes as well. And you can see there's a few of the cards that are listed here with the stats. So the first time I looked at the NFTs, I was like, there's no stats on them. So how does this work? But in the game, it's going to recognize it as the metadata. So you'll be able to take gnomes as low as the first level, which are kind of like promo cards, and level them up by taking them out into these adventures. And naturally, the rarer the gnomes, the higher the max level that you're going to be able to get, and the more power that you're going to be able to muster up. You can see we have a gassy gnome, which is level 1 with like hit points 5, attack 5. You go to the Oceana gnome or the Oceana gnome, hit point 6, attack 3. Its stats are a little bit different. Like you can see a special defense of 6 here versus a special defense of 1 on this gnome, even though it's a max level of a little bit higher because because it's a little bit more rare, right? Then you see something that's incredibly rare that has a max level of 75 and the current level of 75 and some large stats. So you'll be able to take on bigger challenges when you get to those. So aside from the packs that you can buy from the website, you can also get packs that are no longer available through the website and individual NFTs from the secondary market on Atomic Hub. There's even some beta passes that I'm having for giveaway and some available on the market if you're looking into them, since they're sold out on the website right now. But essentially, the packs are going to contain some of the beta passes when you open them. If you hold the pass, you'll be able to enter the beta of the game, and the beta is going to have some functionalities disabled to prevent a player from getting the chance to get too overpowered before anyone else, but it's going to give you early access to the game when it's available to play, which should be coming out pretty soon. So now for the fun stuff. We get to talk about the giveaway, do some pack openings, and of course the interview that I had with Nick. So I have a bunch of beta passes to give away, as well as some promo cards and even a few packs that I'm going to give away through my Discord. I'll show you guys how to get here. The first thing that you want to do is go to the link in the description, discord.gg/Zueljin. When you get here, it's going to make you sign a CAPTCHA so that we could keep all the bots out, and that you can come into the roles channel and select the crypto and NFT roles just by clicking on this diamond. There's a bunch of other channels that you're welcome to hang out in too, but I'm looking forward to doing this giveaway in a legit way to where we don't have any bad actors, right? The people that really want to play the game can actually get in and chill out with the community and play the game when it releases and especially get into the beta access. So let's break out to the interview with Nick and some pack openings. So tell me a little bit about the Gnome series.
Yeah, so the Gnome series, we created these cards. Behind the project is myself and the other artist, Nick. He creates the actual gnomes. When we first started, we were like, there's a need and a want for this type of humor. And we really wanted to put a utility behind it. So, we had the idea of turning it into a trading card game, and allowing people to add value to their actual specific NFTs that they buy through us. So with the gnome series, we have right now I think about 65 different type of gnomes. We had plans for 100 plus. We still have a lot more to release. But we have packs, we have specific cards. There's different rarities. There's parallels. There, a one of one. There's elite cards that you can blend and stuff like that. So in the game, how it's going to start out, you'll be able to use your collection. You'll be able to log in. It'll read your collection, and you'll be able to take a card and level it up in a way of experience. So you'll be able to take your card. You'll be able to go PvP. You'll be able to when you start off, we read the data that's going to be on the card. So you'll have a base level with base attributes. And you'll be able to, basically combat with a PvP system that we're going to have. Within the game, we have a future plan for staking, land development. So we're trying to really create an entire like an RPG type of world where you can level up your NFTs, but you can also level up your trainer. So that's going to be you as a player. And we're going to have
Ah,
certain areas of the game where you might only be able to access it if you're level 15, stuff like that. We're going to restrict a certain way, so we're going to make you more engaged into the actual game. There's a story behind each gnome, so you'll be able to learn why each gnome was created, and they have different type of attributes. So it's not like if you had our TP gnome versus our noob gnome, that one's going to have a certain attribute level because of the way that that gnome is, but we have a lot of other stuff involved where there's going to be consumables, so you can feed your gnomes. Each
okay.
gnome is going to have one gnome might be allergic to a certain type of consumable, so you don't want to give that. It'll restrict you, but we also have skills where you can gain experience and increase the skills to each gnome that you have. So the whole concept really is to be able to have, if you wanted to trade your gnome that you just made a level 50, for example, we're going to allow it. You can put the actual ID number of your specific card and have a level checker. So if someone was looking to trade and they wanted a level 50, you're going to do the trading through Atomic Hub, but you'll be able to verify the stats behind that card on our website and our game. Um,
Oh, cool. So you're telling me that you're going to be able to, as a trainer, you're going to be leveling up the whole time. It's going to give you access to different things, and you're going to be able to use the cards that you have, level them up, and sell them to other players as a leveled up creature or a leveled up card.
Exactly.
Oh,
So
wow.
our entire plan is to create utility behind the NFTs, and really give them more of a value versus just, here is, you can stake it and get your reward. We're trying to go a little bit different outside of what's currently out there. And for me as a gamer, I mean, I've been gaming my entire life, but what I
Same.
really enjoyed was like playing Call of Duty, getting to level 55, prestiging, all the other fun stuff, but that's just a way of not showing off that you're this level, but it's more so like you're giving that value of someone saying, look, I have this gnome, it's a level 50. Or like, people in World of Warcraft, they go crazy over the highest levels.
Sure.
We want to put that atmosphere out there and say, look, there's a gnome here at the level 55. It might be a base card that you might have bought for one wax. Now it might turn into 400 wax. Um, of course,
Yeah.
the community is going to decide how much that's worth. But that's the whole engagement that I want to get with the community of NFTs, because my personal opinion, I think NFTs are in the very infancy stage of everything.
Yep.
The future of NFTs are, there's just so much more to have of it. Um, And just seeing some of the games that are out there, I mean, they're all great and all. I just feel like there's some missing elements out there that we could really hit home on a lot of gamers out there.
I completely agree. Right now, the entire landscape of the Wax network is surging in my opinion, with some of the innovative ideas coming from the creators, and even some of the stuff that I'm seeing with shared projects and smart contracts. Like it's absolutely crazy compared to a lot of the other NFTs. Like you'll see a lot of value behind a lot of the NFT markets on the Ethereum blockchain, for instance, and on Binance Smart Chain, but they're nowhere near as intricate of what you could do with them. I think a lot of players from my specific community have looked at things, including myself, have looked at things like our planet and the partnerships that are shared between some of the projects and saying that's a really, really neat concept, and being able to take these NFTs and have them do something else, or like the basic tools in Alien Worlds, for instance, people upgrading their tools and earning and putting in a lot of time. Some people are extremely dedicated and have done quite well for themselves, and this sounds exactly like that type of deal. You can get in even if you aren't on ground level. You can make a small investment like on a pack and really work on the things that you have in order to level them up and start to upgrade and process like that, which makes it really, really accessible in my opinion. So there's some things on the roadmap that I wanted to ask you about.
Mhm.
First of all, the staking. We kind of talked about the staking in our planet, and staking is a fascinating idea for a lot of people because it allows you to get value out of something that you aren't currently using, which is, it's a fascinating concept as far as NFTs go. So your collectibles are now actually doing something for you, even though it's not specifically gamified in all versions. And land ownership and development. If you can share any of those um, ideas.
Yeah, definitely. So we're still in the infancy stage of creating that actual specifics, but the staking is going to be your typical staking where you're going to be able to stake your NFT, your Gnome Series. Specific cards will have different rewards depending on the rarity. Um, but really, it comes down to I want to create a utilization behind not just the gaming side, but reward these people. I mean, if you're collecting our cards, we want to reward you. I mean, there's I want the secondary market to even be pretty big as well. It only helps the increase engagement throughout our entire project. So the staking side is really at infancy stage right now. I don't really want to talk specifics because I don't want to say something that's going to be the wrong thing.
Sure.
But our blockchain developers are working on the specific items on that. And then we also have the land development, which I talked to the developers 2 days ago. So our plan is really to have land and then also have businesses on the land. So
Mm.
the landowners will be able to get the recurring revenue from the business owners, but I don't want to create a monopoly. So I know that some current NFT games are struggling because a lot of people own most of the land or most of the
Sure.
positions on there, and it's so expensive to get a new position. So our future plans, which is not in the roadmap, I think it'll be phase 3 or 4, but I want to create a system where there is a in-game mayor or in-game president or our leader that will be able to identify and help the community grow and not have any monopoly. It's really I want a fair gaming. I want fair gaming all the way around. So the only way to do that is allowing people to vote for someone that's going to be the leader of this land or the city, so it allows that room for people to enter, even if they're 4 months late into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't want to see someone that, since you're an early adopter, I don't want to see you owning, you know, 30% of the land out there,
Right.
and now you're just of course, yeah, you're going to be rich, but um, I want to see diversity, and our really plan is really, we'll open up a small part of the city and then just keep on expanding, so it just keeps on growing. Of course, limitation will be there with the blockchain and making sure that everything's going to run efficiently,
Sure.
and we can scale a certain way. But the land idea really is to allow people to also, so for example, consumables. So if you can buy the food, there's going to be food NFTs through a third party collection. And So these business owners will be able to buy it wholesale. So for example, they'll be able to buy 1,000 wheat, and what they can do is sell that on their atomic hub, and the collector will get a percentage as well, but they'll be able to sell it at a higher rate because it's not going to be anywhere else, and these gamers are going to need to feed their gnomes to level up and stuff like that as well. So the principle really and the concept really is to help you know, outside collectors to be able to sell massive quantities of. It's not going to be expensive. It's going to be really low, but allow them to expand as well. So the land
Sure.
and the businesses will be able to expand that way as well, um, and really just create a fair gaming throughout the entire thing. It's not a money grab. I, I don't do this for the money. I haven't taken a single dime from this yet. Um, my big plan really from growing the community is making sure that every move that we make on the roadmap, that they are enjoying it. They don't see it as monopoly and stuff like that. I really, I'm all community. I might have a really good idea and I think it's great in my mind, but if the community's like, "Yo, dude, like that's really stupid," I'm not against it.
Yeah.
I want everyone to enjoy it. I've been there. I played so many games in my life, and I'm like, why did they even do that? And then you just see the community just go crazy, and they're like,
Yeah.
why are they building this? Why are they doing this? This is ruining the game. I never want to go down that road. Of course, you can't make everyone happy,
Sure.
but it's really important to get the community involved from day one, and that's our like main goal.
Yeah, the fact that you even have that in your mind and listening already puts you a lot ahead, way ahead, in my opinion, of a lot of developers and the way they think about this.
I want anybody to be able to enter anytime, and really enjoy the game and not worry about taking their work bonus and having to do all that kind of stuff. They can wait until they have the money that they want to play with and have fun, and really be able to enter the game at any time.
Yeah, cool, man. I also noticed gem and skill usage. Or gem's gonna be a token native to the game?
It's called Noken Tokens. It's on Alcor, but it's going to be used just kind of like how Alien Worlds has their own and stuff like that.
Sure.
We're gonna use that, so we have that. But the gems itself will be used in blending on NFT blocks, so you can take your gems and merge them with another card and make an elite card, stuff like that. We have, and then
Gotcha.
also the gems will be able to be used inside the game. The specifics on that I'm kind of releasing, I would say, in the next month or so.
Okay.
But that's really in phase two. But it's just a way to kind of gain experience and level up your gnome in the future.
Gotcha. So when are the first gamified elements are gonna be released? Like when can we actually start using the cards that we purchased to do things with?
Yeah, so our plan is really August. We're probably going to do a closed beta just to kind of work out some kinks. A lot of people are asking me, well, the beta users are going to have, one up on everyone else. They necessarily won't because we're not releasing the entire game. We're going to close it off a certain way. But you'll be able to use your cards and level them up specifically and, kind of go from there. But the public release is only going to it's going to depend how we scale in the beta.
Gotcha.
I would say it would be within 30 days after beta. But I really want to get some people using it, and getting some feedback before I kind of go public with it. Because last thing I want to do is release it. People are like, "What in the hell is this?"
Sure.
It's really important to me that we hit every point that we're coming across. But there's going to be phases in the game. The blockchain side of it, being able to integrate with the blockchain, will probably be phase two. But phase one will have the leveling up of the trainers, the leveling up of the actual cards, and be able to look up that. We're trying to create a better system within the blockchain so we can create a smart contract and stuff like that that's going to help balance everything, inside the game and all the other fun stuff.
Cool. That sounds really, really good, man. I'm gonna have to it gives us a few months to prepare too, so I'm gonna have to get in on that. It looks
Yeah.
interesting. It looks interesting, man. Cool. Well, this overview was really, really enlightening, man. Thank you very much for all the info.
Of course, and thank you for the time. What I'll do, I'll give you some packs so you can give them away to your community as well.
Perfect, man. That sounds awesome. Thanks again.
Of course, thank you. I appreciate it.
So I think Gnome Series looks like a pretty cool project, right? Based on the interview, and I hope that the illustrations kind of helped you too. I did my best. I'm looking forward to playing it and stuff. And if you liked and found this video informative, guys, give me a subscription. I'd really appreciate it. I'm doing a lot more blockchain content as well as doing a lot of stuff on the Discord with the community and stuff. So I'd love to see you over there as well. Thanks again so much for watching, guys. As always, this is Zueljin signing off. We'll see you next time.